Welcome to the Performance Zone. My name is Dan Alexander, your host, and today I'm joined by my good friend, my brother from Bulgaria, Prince of Recruitment, is Georgi Metodiev, or as we like to call him, G Money. What's going on, my brother?
How are you, Dan? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. What's going on? How are things?
Very good. Thank you for asking. Just working hard, trying to help everyone, making money in the
I
best
help
version of us.
everyone.
Yeah.
Are you out on the streets like one of these influencers, just like handing out like bread to like homeless people and stuff, and then recording?
Just to recruiters. And how are you? It's good to see you. It's been ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. So for those that know about my story, about the firm recruitment firm I had, Georgie was instrumental when it came to the Bulgarian entity and Bulgaria. So I have a lot of love for my friend. He is my brat, and he is a good friend of mine. So look, great to have you on the show, man.
Thank you very
Do
much.
many people call you the recruitment prince? Is that like a thing?
They call me the recruitment king, but it's fine. No, I'm just joking. No one calls me that.
King of
But
recruitment. So Georgie, tell us like we have a fun story, right? Because you're currently in Sofia in Bulgaria, but you didn't start out your recruitment journey in in Bulgaria. You started actually in the UK, right? And the first time Georgie and I met, he was actually a candidate applying for a role, and I was interviewing him. um, tell us about that story, Georgie. What happened?
looking back at it right now, it's so funny. But back then, I was so stressed out. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money, zero experience. I wanted to get into recruitment so badly. And you interviewed me and you rejected me, Dan. You rejected me so badly.
Did I let you down gently, or did I or was it like brutal?
No, it was nice. You sent me an email.
I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, well,
No.
so you wanted to get into recruitment, and then you launched one of the biggest rec to rec agencies, like in the UK, the headhunting company, right? So
It was in Bulgaria, actually.
yeah, but I mean, like you have got one of the biggest companies like that recruiting into the market into the UK. Are you mainly UK focused, or is it a global thing that you're doing?
It started in the UK, so it started basically in London, and it was just IT rec to rec in London. But then we kind of grew. We did good job for clients, and then they gave us some accounts in America, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Dubai, in Sydney. Kind of grew and grew, and then we opened different markets such as finance, science, education, pretty much everything at this stage.
So how do you go from getting rejected by me, right, to flying to Bulgaria and setting up a rec to rec? Like how walk us through this because it's quite a cool story, right? The way you did it. So just for those of you that don't know you, walk us through that journey.
Absolutely. So graduated high school, came to London straight away. I started working in bars and doing just basically waiting tables and just doing bar work. And my friend at that time, I had a really good friend back then. He went into recruitment, and I remember, I'll never forget this. He showed me a payslip earning £7,000 commission. And back then, I was like £1 million for me. I was like, wow, I can do this. I can talk to people. It's probably not that hard. So I was like, okay, fuck the bar, I'm just gonna go all in on this and just started interviewing and then rejection after rejection. I swear to God, at some point there were no more available ads and companies that I didn't apply to. Just been rejected by all of them, including you. So eventually that friend referred me to his company. I started working there. I stayed, I think, a week and a half max, and they fired me. I'll never forget the CEO. He was like, "Ah, oh, you never be a good recruiter. You're so shit." Bye, just like that, just on the street. I remember raining, zero money. It was horrible. So back to the bar again. Kept applying, interviews, and then I landed this job. It was great. But then I was probably like 4 years in London, and I was like, oh, family's back home. I need to help my mom. they're not really paying me well. Everything goes to taxes and rent and transport. I was like, okay, let's just go back home. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? I can always go back to interview with Dan, right? And yeah, I just started this thing and it worked. I was surprised. I closed the deal in like 2 weeks. And then I got some money. And I basically just reached out to all my friends from high school. It's like, yo, bro, like I'm doing this thing. There's a bunch of money. Do you want to try? I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And 6 years forwards, I worked with my best friends, gave equity to everyone. We transformed from an agency to a recruitment platform. And here we are doing a podcast with you.
Hey, okay. So just that time, so you've flown back to Bulgaria and like you're living at home with family at the time?
Oh yeah, with my mom.
Are you
Have
with
a
your
pretty
mum? Okay, cool.
yeah.
And you're building this thing. So talk me through like because you were in London doing was it IT recruitment in London?
That's how I started.
How
Yeah,
you
I did.
started, yeah. And then
Yeah,
what you started was it IT recruitment or was it rec to rec?
it was tech and it was into Germany from London.
Tech into Germany. Okay, cool.
Uh,
Gotcha.
Zero success though.
So you tried to launch this company and it didn't work. So how do you decide on I can recruit recruiters? How do you decide to become a rec to rec?
Kind of fell into it basically.
Okay.
Like sometimes you feel like you have a calling to serve people.
Mm.
I genuinely think it's just from God. It gave this opportunity to me, and I just took advantage of it.
So you're building your network, you're building your database from scratch, I guess, just like literally adding companies to your database and building this like at night and just trying to build this massive database of companies in London, and it just grew from there.
So how it worked is I went on every single rec to rec I could find on LinkedIn and I went on their recommendations and I saw the people that recommended them and the places they worked at. So that's how I figured out which company is hiring basically. I still have this list. It's a massive list, probably like 200 companies. I've signed most of them by now, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay. So and then obviously like and then you grew that like all your friends from high school in Bulgaria, like the people that local. This sounds like Jordan Belfort teaching like teaching his friends how to sell stocks. Like would you say it was in terms of training these guys, would you say that was fairly easy? How did you find that?
It's actually exactly the same. That was the vision. That's literally, it used to be our favorite movie back then. So I got all my friends in this shitty office that cost probably like 300 pounds a month, like a basement in the suburbs of Sofia. And just basically got a bunch of people. At some point, we had nearly 30 people, and they were all my friends. They're thinking,
30
oh my God,
people. What were your
27. Yeah, it was horrible. Hated it. Worst
so
part of
you
my
had
life.
27 people in your office.
Yeah, and the office had, I think, like 15 desks. So you can imagine, it was like two people at each desk. Yeah. It was horrible. Like everyone's talking, you can't hear anything on the phone, clients are complaining. I'm stressed out, losing a bunch of money. Not a nice place to be.
Yeah. Okay. So you have 27 people, you got this tiny office environment, like yeah, it's I guess chaos, right? So and you said that this isn't what you this was like this is not what you wanted. So you built this company and you think like actually shit, this isn't the thing. Talk us through like what that next part of the journey looked like.
So initially, when I started the company, I was literally thinking, okay, just register a company, get a bunch of clients, hire a bunch of people. I'm a millionaire, right? Further from the truth. Okay, it was so hard. So at some point, at this point, actually, where we were 27 people, I was thinking this is just so hard. And that's the point where I really started to hate agency recruitment. Because if you want to grow it and if you want to scale it, you just need to keep adding more people, right? And at some point, like the margins are gonna get so thin, or at
Mm.
least that's how it was with me, that you need to make a bunch of money just to break even at some point. And you spend so much time and energy and money into them, and you train them, and you spend a couple of years, and then they leave. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. There's absolutely no chance I'm gonna do this. And by the way, I respect every single recruitment CEO of an agency right now because it's so hard. It's incredibly hard. So yeah, I was like, no, there has to be a better way. I prefer to be a freelancer than like run an agency at that point.
Really?
Absolutely,
What,
yeah,
what
because
how much would it cost to run 27 recruiters, like what were your monthly outgoings at that point, like to run the business?
Most of them were on commission only.
Okay.
I can tell you at the peak, the cost was probably like, and that, by the way, that includes my personal expenses,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my whole life. Everything was probably like £10,000 a month, which is, I know for the recruitment world, that's like, that's nothing. But like for a kid in Sofia, that's like a lot of cash.
yeah. That's crazy because you think like 10,000, £10,000 a month probably get you two recruiters in the UK.
Yeah,
Two good recruiters.
probably one actually with taxes and everything.
Maybe they make you more money than these 27 people, like if you get a good one.
Yeah, yeah, true.
But that's interesting. Okay, so you decided to build a product, to build a platform for. So just walk us through like because we were talking at that time, right? And
Yeah.
we were talking, and you'd come back into my life again, this time as a peer, and you were always my equal, Georgi. But like it's this time round, and I remember the call you called me and you went, "Hey man, do you remember me?" And I was like, "I'm not sure." And you went, "You bastard!" Like you rejected me. Like I've been following you for a while, followed your journey. Yeah, this at this point I'd left CD and I'd launched my own thing. So we started going through like, and I started coaching you, right,
Yeah.
for this. And this is the point at which you were like, Dan, I remember you saying, Dan, I've got this idea and it's going to cost me a bunch of money and a bunch of effort. What do you think? And I could tell by the look in your eye that you were deadly serious about this. So, you've gone from 27. Did you just like bear in mind a lot of these guys are your friends, right? The people that you know, and I'm
All of
guessing
them. All of them.
so you had to just let them all go, or how did that sort of transition end?
Yeah, just they actually left themselves because when they're not closing deals, they need to eat, right? So how it works. And I was thinking, okay, I can do this thing, but how do I go about it? I have absolutely zero experience with software, with building this. And then I literally typed in on YouTube how to build a software company without experience. And there was this guy, like three-step process. You go on Upwork, you find a development agency, you pay them much money, and that's what I did. It failed at the beginning. Yeah, they created something not that great, but you just keep looking at it, keep believing in the vision, keep working hard, keep improving, keep studying. That's it.
So what does for the benefit of the viewers on YouTube, I'm actually gonna pull this up and show you guys because it's a cool platform, right? This isn't a demo, but like this is a good opportunity to give you a bit of a plug here because like, hey, you're my friend, I like you, and B, like what you've created is awesome, right? So it's recruitica.io is the platform. So what does it actually do? Is it's for candidates or clients? How does it work?
So you are a recruiter looking for a new job, just register. The moment you register, the algorithm is basically giving you job recommendations based on your experience, the role you're looking for, the market you're specializing in your location. And it sends you between 2 to probably like 10 roles with the exact percentage that match your profile. And you just need to click yes if you want them. And if you do want them, the system is going to send your profile to the hiring manager. It's going to go directly to the inbox with your full profile, CV, screening, everything. And then they can just click interview. And there's going to be a pop-up in your email saying, hey, do you want to interview? You can click yes, sends a Zoom link, or if they want a video interview, sends a confirmation, sends you interview tips. And of course, me and the guys are always available to help you, to prepare you, to help you negotiate a better salary. But
Yeah.
essentially, that's what it is, long story short.
It's like it's like a rep to rep platform, but it's a low touch thing from your perspective, but also like I guess from the candidates and the clients, like if it's like a self service thing, they haven't then got to like they haven't then got to deal with the rec to rec on their end as well. So there's quite a lot of benefits on that side, right? I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. You can do it whenever you want during the holidays, after work. We still do it hybrid because people kind of prefer hybrid right now
Mm.
still, but the economy is going towards full automation. My prediction is in the next couple of years it's gonna be very interesting. There's
Okay.
gonna be a lot of automated stuff, and people who don't adapt are really going to struggle, unfortunately.
Let's dig into that because there's a lot of training, like there's a lot of changes coming like in the world, right? And digital disruption, AI, and bearing in mind the technology that we've got today is yesterday's technology, and
Yeah.
they're already working on like probably like the next iteration. And bearing in mind, I can't imagine what the military have got, right? If we've got this, they must have some next level stuff. Um, but what are your predictions? Like what do you think the future of recruitment looks like?
Scary, man. To be fair, a lot of it is gonna be automated, like everything at some point. Just give it a long enough time horizon, and everything's gonna be robots. That's how I see it. That's why I keep telling people you need to spend time to study this thing. You need to upskill yourself because you're competing with people who use it on a daily basis. And I always get this person on my comments on my posts. Oh no, AI can never replace recruiters. Bro, if you think that AI cannot send a CV to a hiring manager, book an interview, then you're just gonna lose. And there's nothing I can do to help you. That's why people, in my personal opinion, they really need to upskill themselves. They really need to build a brand. They really need to use this technology. Because if you don't, then you're just automatically losing to a person who's competing with you
Hmm.
with this technology, right?
Do you know what I saw recently? I can't remember who posted it, but one of these guys that was talking like one of the senior guys for the tech business, basically saying that what you find is that it's the more intelligent individuals that seem to be latching on to AI. And what you're finding is tech isn't like leveling the field. It's actually doing the complete opposite. So for the people that are smart and tech savvy and that are interested in this stuff and are implementing it, they're the ones that are going to get the uptick from AI, right? So it's gonna literally widen the gap between the best and the worst people. And I think actually that's probably a good thing because like I mean you must see as well there's a lot of blaggers in recruitment. Like there's a lot of people that probably really shouldn't be recruiters. And it's not like their career thing, it's not their calling, it's not really what they want to do. And they just kind of ended up there and maybe they've got kind of lower standards and they settle, right? And you settle into a desk where you're performing, you're doing pretty average and it's paying you 40, 50 grand a year. And it's like, okay, but in my eyes and like my whole online persona and the way that I work with clients, I think that the average recruiters, like that's the worst place to be because like it's so much effort. You're grinding, you're working hard, you're staying late, and to only bill like a couple of 100,000, and take home like 40, 50, 60, it's just I'd rather work as a manager in like a McDonald's chain or something. I'm sure you can get paid more, So I think the whole tech piece is super interesting. Do you think that the conversational bit. I know they're developing it, but when you talk to an AI, it's like there's just something kind of off the moment. It doesn't feel like 100%. Like, do you think, in your opinion, they're gonna nail that conversational piece?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. It's ridiculous. This thing, like I'm telling people, we have new species on the planet right now, and it's smarter than everything we've ever seen so far. And if you don't adapt and you don't use it, you're just gonna lose. That's how it works. And you just said that the average recruiter is the worst place to be in. I'm having calls every single day with people. They're crying their eyes out to me. They can't find a job. They just cannot do it. 100K billings, it doesn't give you the job anymore. It
Mm.
just doesn't. So clients, I'm seeing it firsthand, they just want the top of the top, right? So it's sad, man. I'm just trying to tell people, learn how to sell, learn how to use these technologies. And they're just people that they just want to be comfortable, right? They just want to like do their thing, but it's a different era right now. Like
Mm.
same thing like it was like 30, 40 years ago. Our parents used to buy a house with like just a little bit of money, used to work in a factory, no problem. It doesn't work like this anymore, right? So you
Mm.
need to adapt. And it's sad because the older people I'm seeing, they're like, oh no, it's not gonna happen. I actually had a candidate one time who was like, I'm never gonna download WhatsApp. I'm against technology. I'm like, bro, I sleep and my system generates clients. And that system is not even AI, it's just a normal software. And I get clients on clockwork and they don't want to use it. Well, that's fine. It's more money for us, right? Can't help everyone. Good luck, bro.
Need a moment to catch your breath? Ready to go from good to unstoppable? At Bamboo Performance, our one-on-one coaching, exclusive live events, and dynamic online recruitment training platform help recruiters smash every target every time. Visit our website now and discover your highest potential. Let's get back to the show. Do you think they'll need to legislate and to see like like in on like YouTube, if it's like an advert, they'll say like this is a paid advert, right? And it'll be like a piece of a bit at the bottom. Do you think, in your opinion, that, and maybe this is me leading you, because I reckon the government will need to legislate, and I reckon they'll need to be like, see, like on a box of cigarettes, like, this will kill you. This is AI generated. This image is AI generated. I reckon they will need to bring that legislation in, because the other thing as well, from the government's perspective as well, like if you've got all this income and like PAYE tax that they're earning from people, and suddenly, okay, the amount of tax they're going to earn, they'll get it through the corporation tax, like the profit. But if a company is smart, they can figure out a way to sort of get around that as well. So what governments will find is that these AI programs are they're taking the jobs, but then they're not getting the tax that those jobs used to generate for the government as well. So do you think there'll be legislation in the future in different countries?
They should be, but when you think about it throughout history, when power went into the hands of powerful and rich people, did they really do good for humanity or they didn't?
Mm.
Probably they didn't, right? So this thing is in the hands of the smartest and richest people on earth. And I think they're just gonna automate everything. I'm not sure if you've seen this thing called the Great Reset, actually. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. The CEO of OpenAI is talking about it. 2030, less than 5 years from now, what they want to do is they want to automate everything. Like robots will be doing everything, including the government will be AI, the police, the military, right? So what's the average man gonna do? Like you're on the street and let's say you commit a crime, the surveillance system is gonna see you. It's gonna probably like deduct money from your account straight away. It can probably lock you out of your house, lock you out of your car. The drone is gonna come, it's gonna probably like lock you up. It's just ridiculous. So I would like to think that we can do a lot of good with it. Like for example, work together as a human race, maybe explore some planets, do some really cool stuff for humanity. But looking at history and what happened when powerful people got power like this, it just never ended well. So I don't know, man. I just hope that humanity doesn't get enslaved. That's what I'm hoping for.
Technology, I mean, even if you look at like the wars, right, and World War
Yeah,
II with uh Oppenheimer, the race for the atomic bomb, like technology is
yeah,
the thing that won the war, right? And it's, again, we're in a different type of economical war that's happening at the moment between the superpowers. So like, not to get too political and stuff, but I think it's really interesting, because you're talking to these recruiters daily, you're talking to owners daily, like you're clearly, like, you're an entrepreneur with your finger on the pulse when it comes to this stuff, and you're like, there are some big kind of things happening that you're integrating into your business, right? On the tech side of things. So you reckon your thing will be pretty much fully automated, like, fairly shortly?
yeah. I'm naive enough to believe that this is going to be the AI recruitment overlord. That's how I see it. I think there's
Mm.
going to be a lot of job displacements, but because I'm a really cool guy, I am thinking just to help all of these guys and just basically hire them all eventually, right? We're going to have a bunch of money and we can help a lot of people and do a lot of good.
Do you
But
think that Rec to Rex? Do you think that Rec to Rex, like, one day your product will be like, I've got this digital recruiter, and it's like a
oh yeah,
program,
yeah, like this year, like I'm telling you, just give me a couple of months, I think,
and you'll
maybe a
make
bit
you'll
more.
make a fee off of placing like a persona.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because I would love, and if anyone listening to this that can make this happen, or if you can make this happen, Georgi, then I would love to train a robot, and for it to be like to spit out like my version of a recruiter, and
Nice.
to like package that as like, right, okay, this guy's been this bot has been trained by Dan, and
Nice.
that then be like the IP of like a product. I love that to happen,
Nice.
and even like training training bots that will help help recruiters currently, because I reckon we've got like 5 years to make money. That's the way that I see it. I reckon there's a window, and I reckon that recruitment will still exist. I think I saw a show with Mike Ames and Dalter on the Recruiter Startup podcast, and Mike was talking about some of this stuff, and he good guy, really like him, and he said the recruitment will still exist after all this stuff, but it'll be more like like the print industry after digital came through. Like the print industry still exists, like things like construction jobs. It will be a long time before robots are building your house. Like, or if you're doing a loft extension on your house or whatever, like how is a robot going to get in like to a crawl space underneath your basement or whatever? Like it's a long time before those sorts of jobs will be replaced. So certain markets, like I think the developer market and certain tech markets will be probably one of the first to go, maybe. But then talking to anybody that really knows what they're talking about, like it's kind of a bit of a joke at the moment that the code that these things are putting out, and that people are like, okay, it can get you like 90% of the way there, but if you want that final 10%, you need a human touch to do that. So like take like developer recruitment for instance, it may more likely be like where recruiters still exist, right? There are fewer people that are better at what they do, and like the the people will still exist, but the best recruiters will be the only ones that survive, and the best like developers, like king of the robots, will be the ones overseeing it, injecting that human code to make sure that it's like overseeing stuff. So I think this is quite an interesting take, because at the moment there are a lot. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of kind of blaggers in this industry that you can make a living doing 100 grand a year, which is just, I don't know why you'd want to bother. But there needs to be lower performers. Like for every industry, there has to be a bell curve, right? There has to be, and even if those lower performers drop off, then what happens is it sets a new standard of low performers. So I think it's really interesting. The advice that I'm giving to my clients is hire your next wave of people and then stop, and to look at how those people can do you can get more out of them with technology, and to look at optimizing what you've currently got. What do you think on that advice? Appreciate your erect rec.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think you can always make room for someone who's really good, right?
Mm.
But those people don't grow on trees. It's super hard to find. I think it's what I'm doing personally. Like, don't don't just settle for average. There's just no point, really. Mm, as you say, like making 100 grand, yeah, for the people that listen to this, especially the CEOs, it's not really anything for them. It's not worth the headache, to be fair.
Mm.
So yeah, if you find someone really good that can bring a lot of clients and is tech savvy, as you say, it's pushing hard, it's making money, then yeah, by all means. But I'm seeing right now, personally, every single day, it's just people who can't do business development. They're struggling to get jobs for like literally half a year, even more. People who don't specialize in like good niches that are profitable, they're struggling. For example, I'm not sure if you've heard about the medical recruitment industry in the UK. It's not great. What I'm hearing from candidates is NHS has cut the agency spend, and
Healthcare, yeah, yeah.
everyone's looking for a job and they want to get out of the medical sector, but companies want relevant sector experience and they want a bunch of money for it, and it just doesn't work, right? Companies are being super aware of this right now because the economy is not really that great, right? So there's a bunch of stuff going on right now, and I just hope that it's not really as bad as we think it is. But
Mm.
it's probably it's even worse, to be fair. Well, we can all hope.
Yeah, it's if you were starting a niche today, what would you pick?
Interesting question. Probably, probably something along the lines of executive search. So this is still gonna be, it's gonna be good. I think my prediction is it's not gonna go anywhere in the next few years because senior executives don't really like interact with like platforms and stuff. They really want that human connection. But the stuff that like really high volume, like rec to rec or FMCG or like hospitality stuff, like all of this can be
You
automated
you think
quite
that stuff
quickly.
will be the high volume like stuff can be like low touch point recruitment?
If it can be done, like if it's like a repetitive task that this can be automated, it will get done. Like this is what I'm doing, and I'm just a normal kid from Sofia. Like the company is pouring billions and probably trillions into these technologies, and it's all just gonna get automated sooner or later, right? So you're gonna if I'm going to recruit into a sector right now, it's probably going to be either executive search or something that's like really high end, like quant, right? Like some senior life sciences searches, because these people there, they're just like really, really high level, and you need to be like a proper professional, like solid guy in order for you to get something out of it and to get the job done. But like, like manufacturing probably, or like something that's a bit more lower end, like chefs and waiters, even nurses, you can just go on an app and the AI is just gonna basically just give you like the next shift available. It's always gonna book you in advance. You can just click accept the shift. That's it. And why would a company pay 50K for a recruiter? Just
Mm.
pay 50 quid a month for an app, right? How it works. Not that hard to understand, but people
It's
still don't get it. They
a
just
fair
don't get
point.
it. They have a really hard time. And I'm just sad for those people because they don't understand it. They cannot comprehend what's happening. You should read some of the posts or the comments on my post. You'll have a very, very fun time with these guys.
What like what sort of stuff you see? What is the
Bro, we laugh at them at the office, but it's like, oh, no way. AI can do recruitment. Absolutely no way. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop spreading false information. I'm like, bro, like my friend just created an app. He has zero IT experience. He works right direct with me. He's like one of my best friends. He created an app that we're just like offering to the market without any IT experience. He's like typing stuff. He just creates an app. And again, if you think that a software cannot match two parties, send a calendar invite. Then I can't help you, my friend. I'm so sorry.
what about the soft skills around it though? Like so debriefing the candidate, like debriefing the client, like looking that guy in the eyes and him saying, "Oh yeah, like I'm interested," like but picking up on like the that gut feeling that there's something underlying there. Like for instance, if an AI recruiter called a candidate and they're like, "Hey, thanks, I'm not looking," and then they're like, "Well, look, the best people are never looking, right?" And that's their retort, and they go, "Okay," but or does the AI go, "Okay, this person isn't looking," and just move on to the next person, right? So I think this is why I think it's important that the IP of a recruitment company is not just going to be that you can automate it because just because you can automate something like we can already automate like emails and whatnot,
Yeah,
the IP and the skill is in what's automated. So if you've got a good recruiter and they can speak and they can type well and they can challenge and they've high level EQ, automate that person all day long, right? If you've got someone that is not the best, to put it politely, yeah,
yeah,
and then you automate them, if they can't do BD and you put them on Sourcewell, some sort of outreach campaign, it's like doing dumb shit faster, right? Like, why would you want to automate like like? And what will happen is eventually, if you throw enough shit at the wall, some stuff will stick, right?
yeah,
And then what will happen is they'll go out to market like 3,000 companies and they'll pull a job and they'll go, it works. And the question I have is, yeah, what cost? Because you've just like you've taken this low hanging fruit, but you've scorched the whole orchard, you know. And now there are no trees left, but you're left there with your one plum, which is the one job that you got. So I think with this stuff, it's gonna the IP of a recruitment business. There are going to be less companies less recruiters in companies eventually. Maybe not just yet, but it's definitely coming. But those people will do more, and your IP will be not just that you've got automation, that you've got a note taker. It will be, yeah, this person was programmed or trained by this person, or this recruiter has been modeled on our best recruiter. You know, that's where I think that the future will go for people, and like because otherwise, if everybody's got the same tools, what's the advantage? How why would any company, like, if you're a vendor trying to choose a recruitment provider, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we've got all this technology, and this person says we've got the same technology. Like, what's your edge? How do you then go, well, we're this, right? Whereas if you're like, we've got 25, 30 years of experience doing this particular marketplace, right? And we've inputted all of that experience into our unique model, right? So we run a proprietary model of AI. We run proprietary questions that you just won't get if you run a generic, like, okay, this bot can do it. So I reckon there are levels to it. I think for the fast moving, you've absolutely hit the nail on the head, where the lower end of stuff will get replaced quite quick. That'll be the first sector to go. But like certain sectors that you need like high touch, or that need people, the exec space is interesting for sure. Do you think everyone's good enough to do that space though? And you're going to run out of executives, right? So
No, absolutely not. Most people cannot do it. We will be millionaires otherwise, right?
yeah,
And I get what you're saying. However, the people that do what you just said, they charge a lot of money. So at some point, why would a client pay $20,000 or $30,000 fee where they can just click a button and get a bunch of candidates that are probably like not as good as what the recruiter will do, but will be probably like 7 out of 10. We just pay like $100, okay? And they just say, okay, I want 10 candidates. Bam, you get 10 candidates immediately. So my best advice to people is what I'm doing actually right now is just try to learn as much as possible about this thing and just really try to make as much money as possible. And with that money is what I'm doing, just trying to buy as many assets as possible, because then potentially we can be safe. But I know it's really hard to do. I know a lot of people like to go on holidays and like drink on Fridays, but this thing is still just a baby when you think about it. Imagine in 5 years, in 10 years, imagine in 50 years. Bro, how can you compete with this thing? You cannot, so you might as well just use it. Otherwise, people that use it are your competitors, and you're not gonna end up in a good place, which sucks, but life is unfair. So act accordingly, my friend.
I mean, that's the great advice. Two questions for you then. I appreciate you're not Warren Buffett, but let's look at these. So
Sure.
firstly, where do you start with this tech? Like, if you're listening to this and it's shaken you, right? And you think, oh shit, this guy from Bulgaria, like, he's scared me, and I need to do something. What is the first thing you do? How do you start?
With this AI or like the
Yeah,
whole thing in general?
AI, yeah.
AI. Bro, just first of all, go on YouTube and just learn as much as you can. That's the first thing. Then go on ChatGPT or like Perplexity on Google, whatever, and just find AI sourcing tools. Like I've subscribed to one. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to do marketing for them, but just click a button and there's this AI thing, this AI recruiter is basically sending me candidates. I don't do anything. And they don't even charge me a fee. They charge a fee based if I place someone. Okay, yeah, the candidates are not the best yet, but this company just came out and I'm just literally receiving emails with candidates. So use as many tools as you can. I can only speak from my personal experience from my market. Every market is different, but recruitment is still the same. But yeah, just try to use as much automation as possible, as much AI. You can you can basically use AI for your marketing, right? There's some really great AI marketing tools right now. You can build a huge brand in a fraction of the time it's gonna take you like 5 years ago, right? And that's gonna attract some really, really quality people to you as well,
Mm.
right? So combine marketing, combine AI, combine more automation, and you'll be fine. But the key skill I think for agency recruiters especially is business development. There's so many people right now that cannot find clients. because they never had to, because life was good 5 years ago, right? But now life is hard, okay? So they're always counting on someone else to find the clients, and it just doesn't work, right? But if you learn how to do business development, if you learn how to bring clients, you're not gonna go hungry, at least not soon enough, right?
Yeah.
So if you
But
can
you
do
got to
business
be the
development,
first ones to starve to death. Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
fair enough. And secondly, like you said, investing in assets. Like, what are we investing in here? What is your are you like a coin stacker? Have you got like gold, silver? Is it houses?
Yeah, yeah.
So what are your secrets?
It's not really a secret. It's what I do. So I was working so hard my entire life for money, and I made a bunch of money, and now I can't really buy that much with that money when you think about it, because everyone's gone up and all the assets has gone up. So what I do personally, I buy a bunch of Bitcoin, buy a bunch of gold, a bunch of silver, right? There's some other stuff that you can buy. So apartment is good. So you can actually get a loan from a bank, right? And just buy an apartment.
Mm.
Okay. So I know it's way harder to do than it said, but the cash is not really that powerful anymore. And if you get, let's say, 500K for a house, you put like 20% down, that house in a few years is going to be worth a lot more money, and then the rent is going to be up, but the cash is going to be down, right? So we might as well just put it in Bitcoin as well. So
Mm.
Bitcoin goes up, and now it's kind of down, so it's a good time to invest, I think.
Why the
I,
dips?
yeah, it did. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, this is not financial advice. Don't trust some dodgy guy from some sort of Sofia, the prince of recruitment, king of crypto. What else is going on, man? You're looking big. Look, you've been in the gym.
Yeah, I've been training hard actually. Last couple of months, I did break my leg training Muay Thai, so that was quite painful. But I just like doing some push-ups at home and like just lifting some weights. But it's good. Yeah, thank you very much. You too. Big
Ah,
arms.
all good, my man. It's all good. Well, look, guys, link in the show notes to Recruitica, link in the show notes to Georgi. I'm sure that G-Man is a real friend of the show. Is a good pal of mine, and like someone that a lot of people can learn from. I've always really admired your entrepreneurial spirit and your hunger to make money, right? Your hunger to be successful. I've loved every minute of this, mate. It's been great to have you on. This is the Performance Zone. You've been Georgie. I've been Dan, and you've been wonderful guests. I'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys. Okay, guys, that is a wrap for this episode. Now it's time to take what you've learned and keep pushing forwards. Remember, Bamboo Performance is here to support you every step of the way, whether that's through our one-to-one coaching, exclusive live events, or our online training platform. If you're ready, visit our website, and until next time, stay unstoppable. This episode is proudly sponsored by Orca, the online recruitment coaching academy. Get access to live coaching, online courses, and playbooks from the industry's top coaches. Your entire organization can get access for less than the price of one email per day. Sign up today at trainwithorca.com.